The ending to Measure for Measure depends largely on the bed trick, and an old kind of convention from earlier literature and folklore that Shakespeare is borrowing and using, and that he uses in other plays, in which a woman sleeps with an unsuspecting man in total darkness, who is expecting to sleep with another woman. A kind of sexual bait and switch, just about always played on a man. As Shakespeare uses the bed trick, which is a kind of down and dirty, let's kind of earthy folklore kind of. We're gonna have it's a kind of raunchy story trick, since it involves sexual deception and sex. It is always done in the chastest way possible, in that a man is tricked out of committing adultery, fornication, sexual extortion in this case, um, into some legit sex. Angelo thinks he's going to go basically coerce someone into sex through extortion and basically judicial rape, and instead is tricked into sleeping with his fiancee, as Shakespeare says at the end of the titles the other play, where he uses this trick. All's well that ends well. This doesn't leave a lot of room for consent. Now, it's hard to think of Angelo as the wronged party in terms of sexual consent, since he is really been denying Isabella's right of consent straight down the line. Sleep with me or I'll kill your brother is not about kind of mutual consent in any way, and keep it secret. There is a sense that he deserves what's coming, though, of course, there's also a sense, and he is actually has an obligation to consummate his relationship with Mariana and get himself involved with this marriage. Though I'm going to say, like, and it's the 21st century, so it's the consent thing is iffy here. Now, the person I'm the least sorry for in this whole play is Angelo. Angelo does make his choices, except this choice he's not allowed to make. He's tricked into doing something more moral and clearly more legal. He's tricked out of committing a crime, through the wiles of the Duke, and that seems problematic. This is considered a problem play. For lots of reasons. There are lots of reasons that people feel uncomfortable with this ending, as we feel uncomfortable with the ending of Merchant of Venice, of Tammy the Shrew. This one seems dark, and we don't. It's hard to kind of celebrate the final pairings here. Well, there's a reason Shakespeare moves on from doing traditional comedy after this and moves to tragic comedy, which is darker by definition because it has tragedy right in there, but is also, as Shakespeare does it, somewhat lighter than Measure for Measure.